prime time, with the division on the line, an injured third-string quarterback who Kyle Shanahan admitted after the game they did not even think pregame was going to make it through the game. It's cold, and we got an Ottoman game. 8 points final. Who cares?
Whatever.
We get the context there. Late touchdown by Seattle. Pick six got taken off the board. We understand the context. That sucker was a relaxation sensation.
That's a buck.
That's all it was.
And I'd be happy to pay that buck. Absolutely.
Darn right,
it's crazy. And just the level of domination.
It was crazy.
When you think about it in terms of the Niners this year against Seattle this year, you could see where that would happen. But then when you start to look at the microscopic details of this game, you've got a almost undrafted rookie quarterback who carved up Seattle on the road. He took the 12th man and quieted that crowd down. Christian McCaffrey, midseason acquisition, 26 carries, and knowing full well that Seattle cannot stop you, you just continued to pound the rock. Jordan Mason comes in, and he reminded me of that Mets closer, the one with the fun entry song.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that they would play that tune when he came in, because Jordan Mason is absolutely the closer on this team. The Niners came in there and said, basically, we got a rookie quarterback, but it doesn't matter. We're going to run this thing down your throat. You've got no chance to beat us, and that's the way it played out.
I love your idea. That's Edwin Diaz, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Can we get somebody when the Niners get back to Levi's on Christmas Eve and they take down the Washington Commanders in 8 days? Can we get somebody with a trumpet who, when Jordan Mason comes in and the Niners are up by 12 and it's the fourth quarter and Washington's frenetically running around, we need an onside kick. Just get Jordan Mason.
Totally.
Here comes Jordan Mason. He's going to pound you 3 times. First down, ball game, blouses, night.
Totally.
Four
carries for 64.
And
I know one of them went for 55.
He busted one, and y'all should do yourself a favor. Jeff Schwartz, who is a former offensive lineman and a Bay Area sports fan, media personality, go to his Twitter if you have it. He does a 3.5-minute breakdown of that play. Just the play, the one that Mason broke through to the 1-yard line to end the game. He does a 3.5-minute breakdown of what each lineman and fullback did, and Mason did on that play. He gave every player on the field a plus grade for what they did on that specific play, and he goes through the video each time, okay, watch the right guard, watch the left guard, here's the center, watch why Trent Williams is a freak, watch what he does here. It's pretty fascinating because you'll get a sense if you watch that, not only of what makes a play like that work, but why you hear people go, my gosh, Kyle Shanahan, you are an evil genius when it comes to the run game. Because as fans, we don't know what that means, right? Most of us fans, 98% of us think the ball is snapped and the big guys try to push each other and then someone runs and they hope they find a hole. No, there is strategy. Literally, each offensive lineman is like, that's my guy over there, and I'm going to try to move him to this spot over here on the field to create said hole. And obviously, if it all works in concert perfectly, which is rare, that's what you get. You get a play like that, where Seattle literally is like, we need to stop this guy for 3 yards or else the game's over, and he ends up getting almost 50 yards.
Yeah, 55 is what he got.
Unbelievable.
And the game
just beautiful
was
stuff.
over. And that's where the Kyle Shanahan masterclass is on full display, because you know if you're Seattle that they're going to try to run the ball down your throat, and they were able to. And then in that moment, like you said, Mark, the one play where if we get a stop, if we can make something happen here, we get the ball back, and maybe we get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, just maybe we can salvage this thing. Yet the 49ers go true I formation with Juszczyk, very underrated, by the way, as a member of this 49ers offense in terms of his value. And you got Jordan Mason and everybody at Lumen Field, including the king of Bay Area media. You all know who's going to get the ball here, and that's Jordan Mason. Yeah. And yet, not only can you not stop him, yes, he gets to the second level, puts his foot in the ground or in the turf, jukes the safety, and goes all the way to the 1-yard line. And that, to me, is a great example of what you've talked about all week, really all year. Kyle freaking Shanahan. And
Coach of the year.
He probably won't be coach of the year, but what he's done this year, 7 straight wins with his 3rd different quarterback.
Wow.
And what is he on, his 5th different running back? It's a masterclass.
He's a minimum 2nd place. I get that there will be a push for Sirianni because the Eagles have been incredibly dominant. And to a degree, you didn't see him coming. I think if you go back to a week or two before the year started, a lot of people were like, oh, NFC East, watch out for Philadelphia. I think they might be good this year. And they obviously had an incredible acquisition also with A.J. Brown. So I get them being good, not this good, and this fast. And they're doing it with a quarterback also who people did not think was going to be in this kind of conversation. So it's probably down to those 2 guys. And sure, Sirianni's only got 1 loss. So if you were to have the vote today, he might win. I just personally don't think he should. It's really simple. We've said it a few times. You can't do this in the NFL. You don't get to look like that with your 3rd QB.
Well, when your 3rd QB is a rookie, too.
Yeah, and he's 22 years old.
You could look at 3rd QBs over the course of history and think, okay, a 3rd QB, guy's a 9-year vet, he's an 11-year vet. It makes some sense. But when you have a 22-year-old, and I actually looked it up in terms of how old was he when Tom Brady was drafted, and he was a baby. He was an absolute baby. He was born in December of 1999.
And Tom was Tom drafted?
In 2000.
Okay. All right. So what, 4 months later?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and that's in terms of, putting that in perspective. And I got a kid born in 2001. And, we all talk about like all the baby dubs, James Wiseman and Kuminga and Jordan Poole. He's basically the same age as Jordan Poole, and now he's QB1 for a team that's won the West.
So we're going to have the same question on every Victory Monday. This one's a Victory Friday. We're going to have the same question, I think, for a while until it really, 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 really sinks in. And we're getting darn close. I mean, Shasky's all over the internet screaming he's him. So that is the question. And I don't want to make this about Trey Lance, because that's for another day. Quite frankly, that's for another season.
It's for many of the days, unfortunately.